Good evening. My name is Peter Greenberger, and this is a first for me. This is the first working Hill event I've attended, as I joined the Hill just about a month ago as the new publisher after spending nearly 7 years at Twitter. So I will forgive you if momentarily I see you staring in your laps, as long as you're live tweeting the event. Welcome to this evening's event, the latest in the Hill's Leadership in Action series. Tonight, we'll be exploring bipartisanship and young America. I'd like to start by thanking our sponsors, American University's School of Public Affairs and the Kennedy Political Union. We greatly appreciate your continued partnership. At a time when hyper-partisan rhetoric is dominating the national political debate, the country's youngest voting demographic appears eager for change in the way Washington, D.C. operates. Many issues that are top of mind for young Americans require the support of both parties in Congress to reach the president's desk and to be signed into law. How are leaders in Washington working to keep the American dream alive, and what conditions need to be created to ensure that good ideas gather support regardless of political party? We are delighted to be joined this evening by several members of Congress from both sides of the aisle. Where do they stand on the issues that matter to young Americans? And what legislative action can we expect? We'll find out shortly. But first, a quick few housekeeping items. In addition to our audience here in the room, we'll also be live streaming on thehill.com and on the Hill's Facebook page. Please keep your phones on silent throughout the program. But we do encourage you to engage in the discussion on social media. And when I say social media, I of course mean Twitter. Speaking of which, you can follow us on Twitter at @TheHillEvents and join the conversation using the hashtag #TheHillYoungAmerica. We are going to be taking questions from the audience during the program, so be aware you'll see members of our team walking around with handheld mics. And finally, for those of you in the room at least, you will receive an electronic survey at the conclusion of today's event. We are always eager to hear your feedback to see how we can make these events even better and more dynamic. I encourage you to take a few moments this evening while it's fresh and provide us feedback on the event. I would now like to introduce our sponsor for a few brief remarks. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Vicki Wilkins, the Dean of American University's School of Public Affairs. Vicki?
Thank you, Peter, and welcome. We are glad to have you with us in this partnership. Good evening, everyone. I am so thrilled to be here and to say that, again, we're coming together with the Hill and the Kennedy Political Union to do something exciting, and that is to have this conversation where we have members of Congress and experts in this area here to talk to all of you. And I'm so pleased to see so many students in the room. I appreciate you being here. I also want to extend my thanks to the panelists who will be speaking with us later. And I have to say that tonight's topic is of particular interest to me. I have the privilege of being the Dean of a School of Public Affairs in D.C. at a tremendous time and where we have the most politically engaged students in the country, says Princeton Review. And that comes with a lot of privilege and a lot of responsibility. This year, given the political climate, we didn't know what our enrolling class might be like. We didn't know if the division in our country would mean that fewer people would be interested in studying what we do in a School of Public Affairs. I am pleased to announce that we brought in our largest class ever of freshmen this year. 596 students joined us to do exactly what we do. They're here excited, they're engaged, and they're ready to be part of the process. But we need to give them a process and action to be part of. They come here with great hopes. They come here to make a difference, and they're watching us to model discourse and compromise. So I'm thankful for our relationship with the Hill and the support of the Kennedy Political Union, that we can bring these conversations to you. And my hope is that we will all leave here with the renewed hope of finding ways to compromise, to reach across differences and hear from others and learn from others. So thank you again for being here, and I look forward to tonight's conversation.